distance in your eyes.
What is it that atheists, that they just seem to follow any ridiculous argument that another atheist spews up? I mean, here's a great example. You can't prove a negative. It's the atheist thing to say. You can't prove a negative. Well, you can't prove a negative. You can't prove a negative, you know. Oh, well, I guess that proves your point. Wow, doesn't it? I've got nothing else to go on. Oh. Except, it's bullshit, okay? Scientists are trying to disprove stuff on a daily basis. One comes up with a theory, another comes up along sooner or later and debunks it or proves it credible. If you couldn't prove a negative, well, then how could a scientist do that? Doesn't seem logical. Doesn't seem like reasoning, does it? Can you prove that your pockets are empty? Well, yeah, after I take all the stuff out, you turn them inside out. Boy, hey, well, they're empty. Can you prove that nobody else is wearing your shoes? Well, it doesn't look like anybody's wearing my shoes, but I can't disprove a negative, so maybe somebody is wearing my shoes and I don't know it. Can you prove that you're out of milk or orange juice? Well, yeah, that's why you gotta go get more. Can you prove that someone ate the last slice of pizza? Well, it is gone. Everybody's full. Either somebody ate it or it just disappeared into thin air. Can you prove that your bank account is empty? Can you prove that you're in debt to your landlord? That the rent is due? Can you prove that you owe your credit card company money? Well, yeah, obviously they can. Or else they wouldn't be bugging you, would they? The point is completely pointless. Now, you want to see the real ignorance of this argument. You think about this real hard. Where did atheists hear this can't prove a negative argument? From scientists? Or from other atheists? I'm betting it's other atheists. Did atheists actually stop and think about that really, actually, and truly means? Or did they just say, hey, I like that, and just run with it? You want to see how bogus that statement really is? Okay? The stupid thing is that atheists aren't even trying to prove a negative when it comes to God or gods. You aren't trying to prove a negative. You're trying to prove that the number of gods is 0. You're not trying to prove a negative amount of gods. Okay, that would be impossible. There couldn't be a negative amount of gods. There couldn't be a negative amount of people on the planet, could there? So how can you, if there were 0 people on the planet, you couldn't prove a negative number. How do you prove how could there be a negative number? Okay? How could you prove a negative? It's not even logic, okay? It's not a negative, but a null, a lack of, no quantity or number, not the figure 0. Okay? That's how bogus this argument is. And if an atheist found himself in court and of committing a crime, say murder or a bank robbery, we'll say a murder, okay? And the court says, you know what? We believe that you killed John Smith over there. We got this picture right here. Picture of a dead body. We think you did it. That's our belief. And the atheist, what was the atheist going to do? Well, geez, you know what? I can't prove a negative, so, take me in. You got me. You got me on logic, man. I must have done it. Or is that guy going to say, well, wait a minute. Hold on. I wasn't even here that day. Look, I got all these records. Here's their cell phone records. Here's credit card receipts. I wasn't even in this state when that guy was killed. How can you say that? Well, you can't prove a negative, right? You're an atheist. You can't prove a negative. You got to wake up and actually use logic. You can't go around with this bogus shit anymore, okay? We're getting wise to it. It was probably good for the first couple of years. One atheist says it, then the next, oh, hey, yeah, that works. Can I use that? Yeah. Okay, good. Hey, you can't prove a negative. Well, you can.